This is Jaden's Videos, and today I'm going to be discussing the new for 2024 Home Depot Halloween animatronics. So, just recently, Home Depot had their event. I don't really know exactly what it's called, but I know it's like a show that showcases their new for 2024 animatronics, I think, to the members of their team and stuff like that. And they do it every year. So this year they just did it. It's usually in March. It's the Halloween and Christmas. Of course, we are here to talk about Halloween, and there's a lot of cool stuff to talk about. Now, this isn't like the big showcase they do in July where it shows all the information and everything about the new lineup. This is only showing, most of these were leaked, but then Home Depot themselves posted these, so these are officially out, but it doesn't show what everything does. It doesn't show information on everything like we'll get later on in the year in July, but these are our first look at the Home Depot Halloween 2024 animatronics, and there's a lot of cool stuff to see. A lot of really unique stuff, a lot of really classic Halloween stuff with great twists, and I'm excited to talk about it. A lot of people are raving about this year's lineup, saying it might be the best. I don't know yet. We'll have to get better looks at some of this stuff, but I think it is a strong contender competing with last year, which was a great year. First things first, I'm going to talk about the one that seems to be just about everyone's favorite. Well, actually, first I want to say news that the 12-foot skeleton is returning, because last year we heard that he wasn't. He is. And he has a skeleton dog to go along with him. It's pretty cool. It's a very oversized skeleton dog. I don't know the exact specifications of the height or anything, but it is in proportion to the 12-foot skeleton, and it looks like it has moving eyes. So that's really cool. I know a lot of people are probably going to buy this to put along with their 12-foot skeleton, which is an awesome little thing that they did. Not personally for me. I don't have a 12-foot skeleton. I have the 12-foot pumpkin. But I think this is a really cool feature that they added this skeleton dog to go along with him. I think it's cool. Now, the one that a lot of people are talking about that's really awesome is a Frankenstein animatronic. I believe that this is officially licensed because he's got a gash in his head exactly where the Boris Karloff one has it. He's got the bolts on his neck, which means that's usually a sign of it being licensed as well. Everything about it looks like a licensed Frankenstein, and I am 99.9% sure that it is, which is awesome because we have not seen a licensed Universal Monsters animatronic since Spirit Halloween 2011 with their Frankenstein, and that thing is almost impossible to get now. So, seeing a licensed Frankenstein, and this one has servo motors, so it's like THD and, well, they are servos, sorry. It's like THD and Lethal Lily last year, that same type of animation. That is sick. There actually is a video of this guy, very brief, showing him in action, and he looks awesome. Now, if this is licensed, then it's definitely something I'm going to consider getting, because it's just a really cool thing to have as a horror fan, to have a life-size Frankenstein. I've wanted one for years. We get a lot of Frankenstein-esque monsters, but we don't get any licensed ones. And so if this is licensed, it is one that I'd definitely be looking into picking up to have as a horror fan. Would be absolutely awesome. And I love the Universal Monsters, so that would be great. So if he is licensed, I'll definitely get him, and I think he is. To go along with this, it's one that we haven't really seen very much. It's just in the background of some of the pictures, but there's a Nosferatu, presumed. I'm pretty sure it is, and that would make sense because the Nosferatu remake is coming out this year, on Christmas, actually. So it would definitely make sense if this was a Nosferatu. And I do not believe that you need licensing to have Nosferatu since it's such an old film. So it's not going to be licensed, but it's still Nosferatu. I'm sure the animatronic will be called Nosferatu. It's obvious that it's from the film. It looks just like it. The cloak and the very few glimpses that we have of the face look very similar to Nosferatu, so I'm pretty positive that's what this is. Another really cool thing is a skeleton horse rider. So the horse is a skeleton, as well as there's a skeleton on top of the horse holding his severed head. I find it interesting that it's got a severed head because it's not really the Headless Horseman, because the Headless Horseman, of course, has the pumpkin head. but it's still a pretty cool idea. I actually would have preferred if the head wasn't severed, because it just looks like it's trying to be the Headless Horseman, but it's not the Headless Horseman. So I feel like it would be cooler if it was just a skeleton rider or even a reaper, but this horse looks sick. I've heard that this thing is static, which even if it is, that's still really cool. The horse is the big key thing here, because that skeleton horse is awesome looking. And it looks like this guy has some red lights in him as well. Another big one is this giant tree. So I don't think this is 12 feet tall. This is probably going to be around 9 to 10 from the looks of it. It's really awesome though. If you don't know me, I love anything classic Halloween, and I love spooky haunted trees. I always have. And we don't get enough of them. We don't get enough big ones. This guy is really cool. I don't really like the lights in the face very much. It looks kind of cheesy, but you can easily just turn that off. I love the look of the branches, though. He looks very detailed. He's even got some leaves. This is what I'm looking into getting, because for my haunt this year, which I'm not going to disclose the theme yet, but I am going to say that I was going to use some kind of haunted tree in one of the sections of the haunt, one of the scenes, and I was actually gravitating towards getting the Distortions Unlimited one, but that's around $800. That one is obviously better, but if this one's around $300 or so, I might lean towards this one, because then I would get multiple and have a few of them around to flesh out that area of the haunt that I have envisioned, which of course I'm not going to say what the theme is yet or why I would need this yet, but it is one that I'm definitely looking into possibly getting. I feel like even with some modifications to it, it could be even cooler. This is a really cool prop. Another one that a lot of people are talking about is the Plague Doctor. This thing is cool. The only time we've ever gotten a Plague Doctor animatronic is Spirit in 2020, and it was how tall was it? It was about 7 feet tall, and it didn't really have the classic Plague Doctor look. I own that prop, and I really, really like it, but it didn't really have the classic Plague Doctor appearance. It was brown, and it had a hood. It didn't have the hat. I still think it's a great prop. Now we have one that has the classic appearance. Now, unfortunately, and I've heard this is said, it's about 8 feet tall. It's unfortunate because I don't know why they keep making Plague Doctors so tall. Plague Doctors are just regular people. I don't know why they have to be so massive. I think just a 6 foot tall one would be fine. But I do really like that this one has the classic Plague Doctor look, and it has animation, which the Spirit one was a static. This one has animation. I love how he's holding the lantern up. I love how he has his staff, though I could do without the skeleton crow on the staff. Looks kind of cheesy. I do really like the overall look of this guy. He looks awesome. The next one that a lot of people are really liking, and I'm honestly not a fan of it, is this Mobster skeleton. Now, Mobster stuff is cool. Skeletons are cool. Put the two together, it could be cool if it was done in a scary way. This seems more like the Dean the Deathologist type of vibe, where it's more kid-friendly, which is fine, but it's not for me. And for some reason, I'm just not crazy about this one. I don't like how he has gold bones. It's just really weird looking. I like the concept. I like the 1920s mobster vibe, but I don't really like this animatronic very much. One interesting thing is, though, there's some pictures of him standing and some of him sitting, so I think he could do either, which is pretty cool. The next big one, which is the one that I'm most excited about, and I don't know if I'm going to get it or not because I don't plan on doing anything with this type of theme soon, though I would like to eventually. I don't know how long it's going to be until I do. It's a pirate. I love pirates. I haven't talked about it a lot recently because we haven't seen a lot of pirates, but if you've been with the channel for a long time, you know that I like pirate stuff. And I've always thought pirates work for Halloween. However, I always think pirates work for Halloween in a skeletal, ghostly form. This is kind of interesting because this pirate is a human, just regular pirate with a regular parrot on his shoulder. Yes, pirates are malicious killers. They're not nice people. They are evil. However, he doesn't really have a very Halloween aesthetic to him. I feel like skeleton and ghost pirates work better for Halloween stuff than just a regular pirate. But nevertheless, this is a really cool looking pirate. And me having wanted more pirate animatronics for a long, long time, I'm going to take what I can get. And I'm just happy that this guy exists. I don't know if I'm going to get it because I don't know what I would do with it for the time being. But if it's reasonably priced, I might get it so that I can have it for if I ever do a pirate type haunt, which I definitely want to eventually in the future. That way I'll have it and I'll just have more of a roster for pirate stuff to use because currently I don't have any pirates. So this guy is really cool. He's a very well done pirate. A lot of the pirates that we saw were very... There's only a few actual good pirates made. Distortions Unlimited had some great pirates, but they're not for sale anymore, which is unfortunate. So this may be one of the best pirates there is that you can get, depending on what he says, depending on what he does. But appearance-wise, I like the look of him. Just very interesting that he's not a skeleton or ghost. I'm curious about why they went with that route, but he's still cool. It definitely feels a lot along the lines of what they did with THD last year, with trying something completely new, which I really respect Home Depot for doing stuff like that. There's some other things as well. In the background of some of these pictures, you could see a mini Inferno pumpkin. So it's 3 feet tall. It's like the 3-foot, 12-foot skeleton. I might pick that one up just to have as a decor thing, just because I love Inferno pumpkin, and I think that's a really cool little thing to have. He's neat. I don't know, though. And another big one that I'm definitely looking to get, and it's for haunt purposes, but again, I'm not going to say what the haunt theme is, but you can piece stuff together, maybe. We'll figure it out. It is a pumpkin arch. I was already planning to make some kind of cool archway for one of the scenes in the haunt this year. If this thing looks good, which I hope it does, up close, I may invest in this, and I may do some extra detailing on it, because it may look a little cheap pumpkin-y. It'll be easy to make it look better for the haunt, so I may definitely invest in this and get it for what I want to do as the entryway to a section of the haunt, and I feel like this could be really cool. This pumpkin arch is cool. It definitely is going along the hype that the skeleton arch had last year. There's some other things I think in the background. I may be forgetting some things, but for the most part, I think I've covered all of the major stuff that we've seen. There is a giant Grim Reaper in the background of one of the pictures. Don't know much about him, so I'm not going to talk about too much of it right now because there's just not much to see. I was just talking about the main things that we've seen, but it looks like it's going to be a great lineup. Now, I know I have not talked about the Lowe's stuff, which came out, like a month ago now, so I'm probably not going to, since I'm so late on it now, I'm probably not going to talk about the Lowe's stuff until it gets officially revealed, probably over the summer. I'm probably not going to talk about it until then, but there are some great things. However, I do want to discuss the distortion stuff very soon now that Transworld has passed and they've revealed other stuff. I definitely want to discuss the distortion stuff. I actually have a distortions unboxing that's going to be coming out soon because I ordered a distortions prop for the haunt, so I'm going to be doing that soon. Let me know if you want to see more of those podcasts too, because I want to do some more of those and some more just haunt-centric videos. So, as we approach halfway to Halloween next month, I hope to start ramping up the content for you guys, because I know not been super active lately, but it will definitely ramp up. I hope you all enjoyed. Remember that here lies Halloween.